think the way the Leviatán lost to Cloud9 was like tough, you know? It was kind of weird because I felt like they threw a little bit.
I think at this point we're pretty much at rock bottom.
Sentinels have been stuck. Cryo with the Opsatsi with the filthy shot. He gets 3 on the round. He's getting the res. Can Bang do it on his own? A 1v2? No! He's an animal!
Contra Sentinels, eu acho que eles têm jogadores muito inteligentes. Então, eles jogam bem o básico, eles jogam bastante juntos. E eles têm muita skill individual também. Eles acabaram de ganhar o Masters, então tô bem animado para jogar contra eles.
I mean, of course, they are a great team. You know, they have good players. You always need to be careful. And with Aspas, if his team is not doing that great, it's still Aspas. They can win this game.
Aspas not even holding back right now.
It's here to try to stop him, but Aspas is pushing towards the spawn. Long-range battle, headshot onto Zeppa, the third in a row, the uptrap, and the I-Line power ace, veto to Rooney.
Putting Cloud9 to bed.
Vou ver as minhas coisas individuais, eu vou continuar me esforçando e fazer a preparação de sempre para essa partida.
I mean, good luck.
Boa sorte, Mobinha.
Welcome back to week 2 of VCT Americas and our second match of the day. It's going to be an interesting one. We got the Sentinels, your Madrid winners, going up against Leviatán. Of course, I'm Golden Boy, the current guy yelling at you right now. We got Doug, we got Shazam from G2, we got Wyatt over there, también. This is going to be a good one. I'm excited for this only because if Leviatán pull off the win, oh gosh, the internet's going to blow up. And I'm all about that, the carnage.
Because the Omega Group gets a second win, or because of...
Just in general, just like to see the world burn, you know, kind of like Joker. But you know what, though? I'm looking forward to this. We're going to get into this one. And Sentinels coming off of a massive win at Masters Madrid. They came through with the trophy flex. This is a squad that looked good against 100 Thieves 2-0. And 100 Thieves were looking actually quite fantastic in their matchup, Shazam. So, if anything, this just continues to show that Sentinels are no joke right now, bro.
Yeah, they're looking like the most dynamic, best team right now, and Leviathan's not.
Yeah. Good point. Hey, with truer words have been spoken. Why?
Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to follow that? I agree. Yeah,
do your job.
I could let that sit, but I mean, yeah, it's just true. I mean, Sentinel. This is a matchup between last week, the team that had the best trading versus the team that had the worst trading. So it's not really.
Yeah.
Hopes are not high, but at least on that front. But there's other aspects of the game that we can say how amazing they are at, like individually and that whole thing.
I like
Maybe
that.
Maybe they turned it around. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just, you know. Listen, I got left off. Chaz dug the hole, and then it's like, well, do I dig deeper? Yes. I will.
I think we got it done. Well, I think back to, you know, let's get out of this hole that we've put ourselves in. I think the other fun thing about Sentinels, and you consider this, the win that they had last week, is John QT hadn't been playing with them. They hadn't gotten a ton of scrim time, and they look that good.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of hard to disagree with the idea that Sentinels, even with the trophy in mind, it's hard to disagree with the idea that they're not one of the best teams in the world right now.
Yeah, they definitely just felt like they hadn't dropped a beat from Madrid. Now, the question on everyone's mind is whether or not Sentinels can maintain this momentum. And last week, our very own esports Douglas sat down with Coach Kaplan and Zelsis to talk about the road ahead.
Our goal is to be a dynasty, like to be a team that can maintain consistency, that can look excellent for years. And the way you do that is focusing on yourselves. And we just got back from Madrid, and it's not how do we stay winning and beating 100 Thieves or beating Leviatán or Loud or whatever. It's what are our weak points as a team? And now we have an opportunity for the next 5 weeks to work on those while we're in LA, while we're grinding between matches each weekend. And yeah, just staying focused on ourselves and our own growth is at this point, I don't doubt we will be able to do that.
It sounds like such a cop-out answer. We're just going to focus on ourselves, do our own thing. But genuinely, though, guys, that is all they need to do at this point, right? They've already, they've gotten to the top of the mountain. Now they just need to maintain themselves there. And getting to the top, sometimes, that's the hardest, more difficult thing, staying up there.
A wise man, Sodhawk, once said that it was actually harder to maintain your spot at the top in Valorant than to take it, which also was him, I think, just flexing about the fact that he's been able to stay on the top for a couple yees, which is kind of just outrageous. He just tried to sneak that one in there like we'd overlook that he's just hyping himself up. And I do buy into that because, at the end of the day, everyone's going to be watching your tape. Not only is everyone trying to take you down to get to the top, but also you're influencing how all the other teams are going to play. They're going to be using the same compositions that you've been using, taking your tactics, So, I buy into that. Yeah.
Well, I also think their run at Masters was like on a smaller scale, but like a perfect example of that. Their first matchup against Gen G, they were very vocal about how they were trying to counter-strat, and they weren't really playing their own game. They were more focused on beating Gen G. It doesn't go their way. They rematch against them, and it's all about we're just going to focus on us. We're going to do our own thing. And I think there are a couple of more nuggets in that conversation that I really loved, but I'm super excited to see how this Sentinels roster continues to develop, not just from what's happening in game. I think the way that they are bonding together and the structure that's been built by Kaplan and Drew is fascinating to watch. And I think there's really no reason to think that this run of success can't continue.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. And if anything, it just goes to reinforce how well built this team was during the offseason coming into right now. Lots of opportunity for Sentinels here. But let's actually see if Zekin's doing what he always does, decides to stay humble for us. Send it over to Geek Heavy.
There they are as I live and breathe. Here they come. Zekin, please come on over. Come on over. I got to ask you a question. Please be very honest with me. Are you the best player in the world?
No. I think I've got a long way to go, but it's nice to be in that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, your journey has just begun, and it seems like you're there already. Just admit it.
No?
No, you're not going to admit it?
I'm not going to be the one to say it.
But I bought the Sin bundle. Can you just admit it once?
You're the best for buying the Sin bundle. I appreciate it.
I guess I'm the best. But there you have it, folks. Geek Heavy's the best, with Zekin the second best.
Oh, come on, Zekin. Just give us one time. He's too humble.
He may not say it. I'll say it for him. He's the best player in the world right now. It's really hard to argue with that. Again, they did it on the international stage. He did it on a team that struggled all of last year, continued to do it this year in Kickoff, did it at Madrid, and he's done it since he's been home.
Yeah,
the kid's nuts.
It's fair. But you know what's interesting? Statistically speaking,
go on.
Not the best player on the server last week, which is kind of wild when you think about it. Who it was Saucy. That's right, Ball Brother holding it down for us follically challenged. All right, real talk though. I mean, we harp up, big up rather, Zekin here, Shazam, but he's got so many tools to work with as a primary duelist, and Saucy, I mean, this guy, if he pops off, it's scary for everyone else in that server.
Yeah, no, I think Saucy's a really good player. I think that when a team's winning a lot, they get a lot of attention. And people start to focus on like, oh, this player is consistently at the bottom or something. But when things click, they click, and you shouldn't mess with that. Saucy is like an integral part of the team, and they should keep it that way.
Yeah. The last round there on Icebox, they were in a 4v2.
Yeah.
That little like jiggle peek, it didn't even look like he peeked all the way out and just tapped Cryo in the head. Goes on to win like a 2v4. Goes on to. It's a great. Now that's cinema right there. That truly is. That's real cinema.
That's right. We're holding it down. But yeah, no, I mean, Saucy's just he's been such a positive contributor to this team. And it's also wild to think, like last season, where Sentinels were as a lineup moving into this one. I was even concerned if Saucy still had it. I'm sure he had those thoughts in the back of his head, and here he is popping off.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of the conversation for them last year. Does Saucy, how is he doing? Does he still want to play? Is he as motivated? Whatever. He wasn't performing in the way that everyone expected him to, and there was a lot of ask from him.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to Shaz, what you were saying earlier. Like, if Zekin and Tens are going to do their thing, Saucy's returning back to championship form, and he's going absolutely insane. Again, there's very good reason to think that this team is going to continue to win.
Yeah, no reason to feel otherwise, especially when Saucy's out there flaunting the trophy that they picked up in Madrid. And they certainly deserve to do that, especially after the journey that they have been going on. But their opponents on the other side, We've also been in a bit of a topsy-turvy mood as of late as we move over to Leviatán. Now, they lost to C9 in, and I do love this phrase, and I'm going to say it, a very prison Valorant type of game where you had no idea what was going to happen. It just felt like it was carnage on the server through and through. But C9, they managed to climb out of this one. And Doug, I mean, I just feel like it's a bit of a heartbreaker for Leviatán. On paper. Look at the paper, man. The paper says they're good.
Yeah, that paper feels like it's been dead for the last
That paper's been burnt up?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing coming to life on that paper. And I think, yeah, we've had this conversation so many times. They look like they should be really good. Things are not clicking, right? And you take it across any sport. There are times where super teams or, you know, these intricately put together rosters just don't mesh. And I feel like in Valorant, that matters more than in a lot of other sports, right? So we're seeing some of that struggle come together. And I think the truth is they should have won that series against Sentinels. That feels like one that they kind of let go. That got out of their hand, against Cloud9. It shouldn't have gone that way.
Yeah.
And that's hard. It's almost worse in a lot of ways, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this too. It's almost worse when you lose a series that you know, like, that was yours to win instead of getting beat by somebody real bad on the other side.
Yeah, definitely. It's way worse because you feel like you beat yourselves.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to accept, like, okay, we got outplayed here and stuff, but no, when you beat yourself, it is the worst feeling. Like, Leviatán look like a team right now that's less than the sum of its units.
Yeah.
They feel very disconnected, and it's pretty disappointing right now.
Yeah, we were actually, you know, what you mentioned about the disconnection, and Calm actually had a tweet earlier because we all know Calm for the flanks. I mean, I think everyone knows Calm for the flanks at this point, even his opponents, for better or for worse. But for him to say that he felt like it was last year all over again for him, I mean, Doug, that is a heartbreaking thing to read from a world champion initiator like Calm.
Well, and to even go back to some of what last year was like, he was on the receiving end of a lot of grief because there were a lot of people who thought he was the one who should have gotten benched and not BCJ, right? So he's dealing with all of this stuff, and I do think it's hard when he made as much impact as he did on timings and on getting flanks and things like that and finding holes and creating massive gaps to do that, because so much of that is timing based and so much of that is heavily dependent on what your team is relaying to you as far as information goes, and then also dependent on mistakes that your opponents are making. And when that has been your breadwinner for as long as it has been for Calm, for him to become a world champion, not only off of doing that, but primarily off of doing that, teams have keyed in on it. I think it would be very surprising if we saw a round today where there was not somebody watching the flank, because it's become very predictable in a way. They know he's going to do it, and he found plenty of success like that before, but the truth is he struggled like that since.
Yeah, man, I almost don't even want to talk about the flank thing anymore because it's so played out, but it's literally true. Like, that's which is annoying. Like, I hate when there's a narrative that becomes so, like, overdone and it's just getting beat into the ground. Yeah. But it's true. It's like, I don't want to actually have to talk about it.
Yeah, well, you want to talk about something else? How about Ospas dropping plus 32, and then they still...
Well, that upsets me, too.
So here you go.
I mean, it's just even more annoying that he dropped 32 and King dropped, like, 30 as well or something. Like, they had at least combined 62 frags on Ascent. Lost in OT, they're losing 1v2 clutches at the end. I mean, you can't get more of a testament to what you said of, you know, the less than some of its parts, the other, is that the right way around? You never think about it that way.
You got it across.
That's the way that you are thinking about it, because, like, how the hell did you have two guys dropping 30 plus and you can't close out the game like that? Doesn't make the actual clears with this team. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make the actual issues, any clearer than that.
Where are you seeing those breakdowns happen in Leviatán from your experience?
Yeah, like, you can tell they've rehearsed rounds, they go into executes, and it's when the round breaks down, it's the post plants, the retakes, and they just look not on the same page.
It's a communication thing, it feels like, right? Because, I mean, Calm's biggest thing when he was playing alongside Busio and the boys in DG was that he was doing a lot of these, like, mid-round calls, like, contributing a little bit. You really don't feel that here at all.
No, you don't see good mid-rounding, whether it's like players taking timings or being on the same page, and it's just really evident.
Yeah, in a lot of these rounds too, especially on Sunset where they were running like the Phoenix and everything, and on Ascent, they'll have so many big rehearsed retakes with all their utility, but then when it actually comes to getting into the site off of the Molly lineup, paranoia, flash, all this stuff that they're throwing in, it just devolves. They can't trade for each other.
Well, and I think the graphic that we just saw really just kind of puts together the value that Aspas has been able to provide, Phoenix notwithstanding, and just how good he has been. And it goes back to what you were saying. This team right now is just not, is lesser than the sum of its parts.
That's a
right?
good one.
And thank you. I came up with that myself.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Wow, look at that. So smart.
And I do think it feels bad because Valorant is more about chemistry and more about synergy, as we've talked about, than a lot of other games, and there's just something that's not clicking.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's King struggling at yelling in English. I don't know if it's somewhere there's
you want to know what it
pretty
reminds me of?
serious breakdown.
Sentinels last year. This is Sentinels last year. International roster, coming in, parts aren't working, supposed to work. Don't really click. So going to be quite interesting to see how this one plays out for Leviatán. But for Sentinels, well, if you're a Sen fan, you're feeling pretty good right now. Let's go ahead, though, and find out where we're headed as we jump into the maps, picks, and bans.
Welcome to the VCT Americas map pick ban. We had a coin flip determine that Sentinels is Team A and Leviatán is Team B. So Sentinels, ban a map.
Ban Breeze.
Ban Breeze. Okay, Leviatán.
We ban a split.
Leviatán ban splits. Sentinels map pick.
Pick Lotus.
Pick Lotus. Okay, Leviatán map side on Lotus.
Attack.
Attack on Lotus. Map pick for Leviatán.
Icebox.
Icebox. Okay, Sentinels side on Icebox.
Pick Defense.
Defense on Icebox. Cool. Sentinels bans a map.
Ban Ascent.
Ban Ascent. Leviatán ban a map.
Sunset.
Sunset. So the remaining map is Bind, with Sentinels having choice.
Attack.
Attack on Bind. Cool, good luck, have fun.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right, so we start things off with Lotus, Icebox, and then Bind if necessary. What do you guys make of that?
I think it's got to be miserable to play against Sentinels right now. Their Lotus is world class. Their Split is world class. Their Sunset is world class. It's not like you're playing against a team that you get rid of one of their maps and you go, okay, we can 50-50 the other ones. You're banning two of their best maps and you still have to play them on another map that's just as good, arguably better, depending on the day and stuff like that. Like, it's just tough to play against Sentinels right now.
Yeah, I do think this veto might have gone the best it could have for them. I think that Split and Sunset are maps that have gone through almost every series for Sen, and they've just looked unstoppable. Yeah. And so getting those out of the way, this might be their best chance.
Yeah, of course. By the way, folks, we want to let everyone know at home that there's a little bit of a delay on the stage. We're going to get that sorted in a moment here. Should be starting things up in a couple minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. For now, though, we're just going to waffle, okay? We're just going to yap and just share our thoughts and emotions about this game. Thoughts and emotions, perfect person for it. Wyatt.
I think I already gave my emotions, which is like a general sort of mild frustration.
Mild frustration?
Thoughts? I mean, I totally agree with what you were saying with the Split and Sunset being out. And it's just so many teams are just playing those maps that when they go up against Sen, it's the we feel good on this, so we should give it a shot kind of leaving it in. And so those being out, yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I just struggle to believe that it'll be enough because Sen's map pool is so deep right now. And Lev's map pool, I don't even know what it is. Like,
I don't think they know what it is.
Yeah, I do not know. So.
It's fair. Of course, I think a player for me that is kind of sticking out that I'm really wondering how he's going to perform today, it's King, because well, he's always just had a really difficult task on this team it's a mixed roster, so he's going to be doing a majority of the calming. He was the leader on Leviatán. This is on the old Leviatán, much different look this time around, Doug. He's still got to step up to be that leader, and there's just more work that has to be done on his end because he's going to be calming in English. He's going to be, communicating with the rest of his team, trying to create some synergy with 4 people that, or 3 people that he didn't play with last year.
Yeah, you would think that when this roster was put together, King's job would be easier, right? We talked so much about King last year and how he was really the bright spot in an otherwise kind of mess that wasn't clicking the way it was supposed to, and it was just consistently under-delivering on expectations that we had at the beginning of the year. But you're right, GB, it almost feels like it's harder this year, and I think he's consistently doing his thing, too, which is why I'm so high on King. The kid is insane. Right? He's been able to put together a lot of really impressive stuff when you think about his career on Leviatán up until this point. And it's tough, but he has to continue to deliver. They have to continue to ask a lot of him and put things on his shoulders because the truth is right now, when you're struggling the way that you are, right? When none of the pieces are fitting, when you feel like nothing is going right, and you feel like you aren't executing the way you need to, where do all eyes turn? Right?
Yeah.
They turn to the IGL, right? And that's when it's on King to. It's part of the job, bro. Like, I know it's hard, but something has to come from him, and it can't be a pop-off performance because he's done that.
I want to bring you in on this one because you kind of dealt a little bit of that. Huh? So I mean, you can speak from experience. How's that like? It's tough, right?
Yeah, no. When things are not clicking, that's when the IGL's got a lot of work to do. You know, it's the hardest on you, and you got to like really reevaluate. Like, okay, our system's not working. Are they bad, or are we not doing them right? Do we scrap like the stuff we're doing on certain maps and like reinvent? You really got to figure yourselves out. It's not a good position to be in.
Yeah.
And I really feel for him.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other thing too for this team is that it probably isn't just the problems. Probably aren't just in the server. Right, like there's something about the way the communication is not working, where chemistry is not working, where you kind of have to solve that too.
Yeah.
Right, and it's such a sharp juxtaposition to Sentinels on the other side, where they're a brotherhood, where everything is clicking, when it feels like they're building something special that steps outside of just what's happening in the server. So it's a lot to ask of King. You're right. It almost feels bad for him.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, we're getting real close to the walkouts here, but I think we all know where everyone's leaning for this one. The 2-0, assuming here. Where can Leviatán find that win? Is it in this series layout? Will we be going at the very least to a map 3 unbind? Wyatt?
I mean, I'm thinking about Icebox, and last time I remember when they were playing with Osboss on that map, and he was just insane. But so maybe there. I mean, but again, I was just in my mind. All I can lean on is, well, they have Osboss. It's like that's not really.
That's fair.
I mean, he's amazing, but against the entirety of the Madrid winning team, against his father, Saucy. Actual Ray-verse Dom in this game right now, GB. How can you not go Sen?
Yeah, I completely understand, but this is it, folks. We're ready to get the show on the road. We got Leviatán. We have Sentinels. Now, whether or not Leviatán could pull off this win, it'd be a massive opportunity for them, but the Madrid winners are looking to shut them down. Let's send it back over to the stage.
Riot Games Arena. I want to hear Sin City make some noise for Sentinels.
Del otro lado, buscando su revancha, le damos la bienvenida a Leviatán.
Our second match, Leviatán versus Sentinels, is surely going to be an interesting one. If Sentinels can close this one out 2-0, they'll continue to show their dominance here in Americas. But for Leviatán, a massive opportunity to pull off an upset. Do they have it in them? Once again, you can see the map layout. It's going to be Lotus, Icebox, and if necessary, we'll be taking a trip over to the sandy beaches. Well, not beaches, sandy dunes and Vine. Beaches is breeze, as a matter of fact. I could go for a beach.
I think it could be a beach too, though.
It could be a beach. It's Morocco, I believe. It's quite nice out there. You know?
Never been. I would love to go.
I would love to. Hey, you want to go to Morocco?
Down.
I'm down. Let's do it, baby. That's what's up. All right, guy trip. Shaw, you can come too. Wyatt, not you. All right, boys. We're getting ready for this one. I hate being so down on Leviatán, Shazam. So I want to feel a tinge of hope. And I feel like the hope is going to come in the form of Aspas popping off in this server. Would you agree?
I would agree. I think also I'm very curious to see the comp they run on Lotus.
Ooh, yeah.
That'll give me a little more hope too. So let's see.
Will it give you hope if they're not running something? What do you want to see?
I want to see at least a Sentinel 3-site map.
Okay. That's a good start.
That's the bare minimum that you can ask for.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It feels like a big ask.
Yeah, of course. Well, this is going to be a tough one, without a doubt, for the Leviatán lineup. But again, they have those weapons, Doug. So they have the tools that can bring them to the promised land here. It's whether or not during the week when they had that downtime, what did they talk about? What did they build together to try and take down Sen? Because they knew that this match was coming and they know that it was going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I think when I think about the entirety of the series very quickly, take a zoom back, it feels like Icebox is probably their best bet. And sure, it looked as good as it did because you had Aspas doing his thing, but you've got a different beast on the other side of the server this time when they get there. It's not like Aspas will be able to just run all over Sentinels and do whatever he wants like he was able to last week. So even that, like, subtle win condition, if you will, you feel like you kind of look at that and go, oh, that has to be where they deliver. Even that formula, even that equation is not the same one, and it becomes infinitely more convoluted. Shout out the Sen bundle. I have to. It's in my contract. Yeah, it's a big ask for a team that currently feels like they don't have an identity, that are struggling to figure out who they are, both in and out of the server, how they mesh all these things together. It's tough, and I think for Sentinels on the other side, there's just a lot of go, right? Like when you're eating and you're eating good, you're feasting, and that's what Sentinels has been doing.
All right, here's the agent select now, and Sentinels is gonna keep it nice and breezy here, not do anything, obviously too out of the ordinary. A squad that's certainly just gonna continue to just improve upon what they have already built and what has already led them to a championship. But on the other side for this one, well, you did get a Sentinel, so look at that. I mean, what a time to be alive, Shazam.
Let's go, Mirror Comms.
Does this comp Mirror Comp, does it make you excited, at the very least, just see them kind of keep it standard?
Yeah, I just wasn't a fan of their Sen comp in that last matchup, so I'm glad they're trying to figure out, at least get comfortable in the meta.
All right, folks, well, let's see what we're gonna get with this one. We're ready for the first pistol round. We're gonna send it over to your casters. There are a couple lineup Larrys. You got Van Silly and Rivington.
Thank you so much, boys. Yes, indeed, we have a full house today in the Riot Games Arena. And you know what? I don't want to beat down on Leviatán either with like GB, because now we're not coming out with no multi-comms for Leviatán. And as Shaz is saying, we got a Sentinel coming out now for Leviatán, and we're hoping to see them be able to fight back against Sentinels. And, we haven't seen Leviatán in a very long time here on Lotus, so I'm excited to see what they can come out with.
It's been since the end of last year at Superdome Columbia, so it was kind of a side tournament. Then before that, even versus Crew at LCQ, so it has been a long time since we have seen Leviatán here, and it is going to be attack for them as they come out. Very interesting. They want to go on the aggression first. I think one of the things we saw 100 Thieves able to kind of plague Sentinels with was the aggression, was Cryo was on. It didn't allow for those protocol retakes that Sentinels love to do. Get everybody set up and hit at the same time as your opponent just cannot stop the flood. Rebel Control is just going to be fought over for now, as this is actually going to be a pretty slow pistol round. Expect it to go off the rails quick, though.
It's quick when the wall immediately comes down, and that's Leviatán to score first, so Tex gets the opener, and that's second down. There was a stalemate a little bit in terms of utility, but now you have Leviatán creeping up towards B as well, looking potentially to split back into B site.
Util gone from Aspas, just looking for that Prowler still to come out from Com if they do want to take more space. Tens?
Caught out in the open, just in front of the door, has to do a one and done, and unfortunately he falls by the hands of Aspas. 2-player advantage now for Leviatán, as they're now working as a group. All 5 players outside towards the orb of the A site. One hiding behind the box. John Cutie gets dispatched by Tex, and also discovered by Prowlers being thrown from the A site here from Sasi. He has no choice but to fall back.
Very low HP, and they just walked. Tex walked out of turret range as you had Zelsis coming around. This time is going to be tough with the spike down, though. Everything kind of resets, and Led's going to be looking at every angle now.
Maybe they might be group up here at the front of the A site. Zelsis doing his due diligence, now opening the door, keeping their 2 players looking out towards the door side. Gets a dink, but no kill. Leaving out Sasi alone. And Leviatán, you wanted them to come out strong, and they start off with a flawless.
Flawless, keeping each other alive. Very nicely done, and they wait. They whittle away at Sentinels members, so the retake isn't as powerful. A lot of calm play around A main here, and they didn't get distracted from the win condition. They didn't try to go clear pillars. They didn't try to go clear C. It was everything that was in front of them is what they had to look at, and Lev take down their targets. Guardian got a Bulldog coming out as well from Zeno. We'll see where Aspas takes his Guardian. Looks like he will get the support of both flashes. A little bit of cover here towards that C area. And they look for mound control to start off here, just so Sentinels can't get a decent early read on the map. Split 3-2. Leviatán take it slow once again. You can expect anything from Sentinels here, but they're going to play it safe. Like you said before, no novelty comps here. Com doesn't bring out the Sova. They have the Fade. They refresh on that, keep some Prowlers and Haunts going to clear the space that they need. Spike's still down as they're letting this one time out a little bit.
It gave a lot of time right now for Sentinels to pinch out from a mid to C, and there's that Paranoia on the tap. Com's holding all the way back with the Bulldog to drop 2. That's going to make things a little bit easier here for Leviatán, controlling the orb, controlling the kills, and now, of course, converting the pistol in a 5 versus 1. But you talk about it, right? No novelty comp, coming out of Leviatán, but also you're playing some easy roles, some roles that some players are comfortable with. Calm playing as the initiator, Mazzino back to smokes, King playing the Viper as well. So this is looking pretty good in terms of, okay, we're having a hope right now for Leviatán at least to kick things off in this series against Sentinels.
See this one real quick. Nice coverage back too. Kind of identifying that play would happen. It seemed like Leviatán was ready for a fast push. A hard one there. And if you can't, I was gonna say, if you can't get a kill, just be the merchant of death and skins, just for one there. Com picks up the 3K, nicely stacking a few of those ults that are come up. Fade ultimate coming up soon here, and they probably focus Aspas a little bit as we move forward. So now Sentinels first gun round. Zelsis already going to be focusing the Odin, but it's not headed towards Tree right away. That's going to be over towards the C site. See if they try to get any type of rubble control with what would be more of a fake here. Maybe Paranoia or smoke through and then a nade as Zekin tries to front a little bit of control. You see the pings coming out already though. Lev want to clear that rubble and the left pocket.
Definitely want to clear it very quickly. Already a Satchel on the top of rubble. And even on the top, Tens was not ready for that.
Yeah.
So Aspas gets first blood. And already Sentinels are falling back from BB Door, grouping up back towards the staircase, looking to fight. Potentially a double swing out just to get information. They choose otherwise. They want to see if there's more util coming out from Leviatán if they actually initiate and engage towards the A site.
And now they start to switch, right? They leave King in position to call for sound, easily have control over mid still with that turret from pillars from Tex. And now they work the map. Leviatán trying to just take everything out of Sentinels. And so far in these rounds, it's been the members of Sentinels, not just utility.
And the reason why you see Zelsis here playing with the Odin. So the Alarm Bot's going to get first info. They're going to try to slow things down with nanostorms off the turret, and the Odin's going to be good for the spray to try to deny plants. Instead, he's trying to play in front of the smoke. Instead of playing the retake or slowing things down, he gets denied by Aspas. That was scaling up towards that right side of the waterfall. And that spike goes down. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a call for a save here for Sentinels.
In that position, I was 100% thinking that was a spam from the Odin right through the wall there. As they try to plant, you create distraction, the rest of the team falls into place, but 2 kills right away. They lose members holding sites on both sides. And this is just going to be an easy walk-in now for Lev after the plant and pretty much walk out. They just have to choose where to go. And that's being covered by Com. May lose his life, but it'll let everybody else get out safe.
Get info here, walking forward. Hello?
And that's they're there. That's when your team says, why is your knife out? You're like, I thought I had a moment. They're still going to go for the kills, though. They want to drop weapons. Nice damage there.
Cut the Odin away here from Zelsis, just spraying it out. And yeah, you'll slow things down with the snake bite. You'll be able to save these 3 weapons for Sentinels, but at least a good thing here. 3 rounds went through, and they noticed that late lurk from King on the pulse plant, and they took him down right away. So they'll keep that in the back pocket, and how Leviatán's currently defaulting and scaling, and also doing a lot of rotates so far in these first 3 maps.
And big
rounds, rather, yeah.
6K credits. They still have 4,000 at least going into these next rounds. And this is going to be the low armor buy here for Sentinels. See if they stay back, go forward. They switched over where Zelsis is, tried to condition that we've left the Killjoy at C, now at A. And that may even play into the favor of Lev here. A push on to Mount again from Sentinels.
Shots are not hitting though, and Zekin's low on bullets, hit by the Paranoia too. Still manages to get the kill onto Mazito before he falls from Osmos, gets 2 in the round. And already to understand for Leviatán that they cleared out the space. Already initiating inside the site, double satchel. Prowler inside waterfall, spotting Saucy, and gotta fall back again.
I think Lev recognized too, low buy. They went into this. We have armor advantage, getting the site. I think you would say Osmos going in so quickly to know that play was pretty readable off the push on Mound. So Leviatán actually just getting that one, falling right into their laps. They made the right play, but yeah, Sentinels was not ready for another C hit that hard.
Comms just ready to throw their Nightfall as well. So just trying to guarantee it around our Leviatán in its post plant. Sentinels waiting for the full rotate of Zelsis so they can move inside the site as a group. There's that first contact, Jiggle Peek, and forces out the Nightfall. 2 of them were gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Sentinels choose to fall back and save.
I think it's Lev with first kill every round so far.
Yeah.
We have not seen Sentinels be able to have their 5v5 or even really a 4 retake coming into this point, where their utility would be the advantage. And yeah, Leviatán have such a great idea right now, and it's all their game plan. They're not waiting for Sentinels to make a move. They're going to Sentinels in a lot of these plays. Here, Zekin was able to clean up a few, but still, you're overrun by the numbers of Leviatán just being behind each other right now. Really good teamwork coming up. Osmos 2 away from the ultimate, and not even close for an ultimate being on deck right now for Sentinel. So another buy-in round here. This could be a tough one. 2,400 credits coming on to those credits that Sentinels has now. So this one's going to be tough for them to buy next round. This has to be one of their first ones.
That's a good shout, because usually in round number 4, when you're focusing on orc control, we'll hold that thought though. The satchel's across, but Leviatán still get the 2 first picks. Close range, but instant trades coming in from both sides, even the push outside from B. That was waited and greeted by Leviatán, still watching those pushes on both ends. And yeah, we're trying to say that the silver lining, at least for Sentinels, round number 4, when on the attack, they're focusing a lot of orc control, plant control to get an ult out ASAP. Leviatán didn't have any, so they had an opportunity to play aggro. Try to change the tempo for Sentinels, but they got denied right away when, you know, that they were mentioning at the desk where we're a little bit, there was a little bit of miscalls for Leviatán where they can't really trade perfectly, but this looks really good right now compared to the other week.
The calls right now, the feels that Leviatán has on what Sentinels may try to do is immaculate. They always have more numbers wherever the soft side of Sentinels is, even if that soft side's being pushed. It's been C most of the time right now. And yeah, the pillars push, completely unexpected to see him pulling out 2 there. So now what do you think the read Sentinels has is? Leviatán's in their spawns for most of the round. They're looking to play a little bit aggressive on Rubble, but also are stopping us when we push C. And you don't want to let Leviatán get to the front door at this point to get their attack on. They're responding Leviatán's responding so well to everything right now.
Last player standing.
That is true.
There's that push. So Tex playing that Sentinel role as the Killjoy. Turret finding information, using the boxes as cover, getting these picks. So yeah, there is a little bit of nervousness coming out. You're in the arena now, cheering for Sentinels, and yeah, you definitely need to call a timeout now for the defensive side.
It's what? Indeed. And I feel like Leviatán, that pressure on their shoulders may just kind of be lifted, right? Knowing that this is going so well, it's starting off, what they came to play is working so well against Sentinels. I don't know if we've really seen them down this many rounds start stage 1 here. But now it's, can they repair it? We've seen Sentinels come back on the international stage. They can definitely come back here, but do they have the answer for what Leviatán has been throwing down? Osmos 1 away from ult. This could be a focus to the orb on that right side. Lev has left A kind of just no man's land after the first round where they put King up forward, and then they kind of played towards C, played towards mid a little bit for the lurks. So this now, they may start to show that A pressure again. Zelsis will re-initiate the utility of Killjoy over towards CB. And Sentinels is just trying to find out what'll work right now.
First Sentinels too. Yeah. You have Zekin that's also 1 away from the ult. Potentially trying to throw some sort of paint shells to show, okay, maybe there's a stack from Sentinels on the A site, and then they could push Leviatán over to a rotate of a C side stack. And with that haunt that was being thrown, Prowler to find information. Right now, Sentinels are still playing with no information taken, right? Nothing was spotted there on either extremities.
They're waiting it out. They see the Prowler B, fade B, and start to work towards A. Again, this is the alt door for Aspas. If they can grab it, you see King ready for the plant.
Here.
Now they source out what this is going to be. I feel like Sen needs to back up in sight a little bit more unless they're going to take this fight straight on with this ult coming in.
Second Prowler finding information this time over on the A site. There's King scoring first. Showstopper being pulled out. You'll take that dub right now as Sentinels is on an eco. Going right at the feet of John Q to kill, stolen away by Com.
Yeah.
Clean entry towards the site. Plant comes down for Leviatán. And now the last three, trying to get something done with that Bulldog in this round. At least hopefully bring the economy down for Leviatán, because they are about to max out across the board. Should they close out this round and take the lead by 6 to send scoreless.
Just taking that site, the util usage coming from Leviatán, the Seas is catching, the Haunts displacing where the defensive spots are. And it's like Sen is safe nowhere. Trying to get that push on, just a distraction.
Last player standing.
Zelsis is just counting the bullets and able to catch one off the exits.
Yeah.
And for Leviatán, they're hunting down those kills for sure.
All right. Those ults are going to be coming up for Sentinels. Can they formulate a plan, though, so those ultimates just don't get snuffed out? Leviatán's been playing so far back. There's the Seas right there. Zekin was ready to try to make a play with John Cutie on the other side. Just a few sheriff shots to maybe collect one kill. But they're not even letting him get away with that, really. You got to be sneaky and spawn, apparently. Odin's back up for Zelsis. See where they decide to roll these. It's still going to be that C play for the Odin. Utility split between BC and a bit of this mound and rubble control. Not again, no. They leave it to Leviatán for now. Wow. And they don't know if Sentinel's pushed or not. Leviatán's just ready to aggress that utility and push back. They're not taking any chances versus Sentinels here in our first B rush, and see how they coordinate around the Killjoy utility.
And Sentinel seems to be okay for this as well. Sassy was almost in a one and done. Well, he is still going to be done. Still going to be done. Satchel's in. Com, that was the one that was able to get the first blood for Leviatán to get a flat. Deniability by paint shells coming through. And now the gap's been closed. They can use this showstopper now for a Zekin. There's that second tap on the spike. They're using more util for Leviatán to slow things down. Paranoia being thrown. The lurk by Aspas. And that's a quick 1 and 2. Now 1v1 against the Odin, and Lee Zelsis wins that one. But they have no showstopper for the retake. That might be it. That might be it right here for Sentinels.
Another lurk?
Yeah.
It never ends.
Just keeping him back. There's King with that kill.
Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. Leviatán is just able to encroach into the defensive side so fast, just throwing off the state of the game for Sentinels. The timing not there. We even saw Sassy getting caught with the Haunt Seas out, whatever. I couldn't tell what he was throwing at first, but it's just Leviatán. Everything going their way, and it's because of the movements, the mid-round calls, and the way they've been playing. 7 rounds in, the first time they hit B, and it does catch Sentinels off guard. Util out to break the site. That ult's still there, you just talked about it. This lurk as well, just absolutely disgusting. They really have not been able to put this Odin to use either, that they keep dying towards C.
That's the crazy part too, as a duelist, being able to get behind enemy lines to backstab too.
Yeah.
So when you're really seeing Leviatán on these executions, Aspas is getting so much space right now. And not really met with too much opposition too, because Sentinels are trying to fight a little bit towards the fort lines at the beginning. And they'll try to do it again. Util being thrown out here towards the A site.
There we go. The first real rubble control with a Season Aid that we're seeing from Sen here to feel comfortable and put that power into just an attack that may not work. Mollies go off pretty early. Orba to go down. They'll have a pretty good sight of this B site now.
Yeah, they got great stall right now with both John Cutie and Zelsis here. Yet Leviatán, they deny all of that util, not afraid and just brute forcing in.
This one of the first times Sen has their team to get the retake in, and this is what we expected from Zelsis before. The spam through the wall from Waterfall. Now Sen's ready for that retake protocol.
They have everything for this swing round. Locked down at the ready from Zelsis' kill, so he's rotating back towards the spawn to initiate it. They also have a showstopper to just fight towards that corner if Leviatán wants to fight inside the site and stay there. Yet they decide to fall back, play towards the mound. So that lockdown will go through. Nobody's going to get detained. Showstopper now trying to clear information. There's nobody around the site. So they know right now for Leviatán, they're playing post plant outside of mound. There's the Showstopper. 4 for the 9 by Aspas. A 4-on-4. Satchel up in the air. There's still a smoke in the front. Sticking onto the spike is John Judy. Puts it at halfway. Now sticking it down. 1 for 1 in front of the fight. And there comes all these defuses. As all the Sentinels has fallen. Except for John Judy, who at least gets the defuse.
Smart play. Tens holding Paranoia for the longest time. The lockdown getting Leviatán out in something they must have missed because they planned to hold in sight. And that's not very easy when that lockdown comes out from the side of Sentinels. All pushed outside, forced to fight through smoke. That turn at the last second. The turn at the last second to save him puts the spike lower, allowing the defuse duck from John Cutie. Zeus's spam actually plays out huge in this one. Wow. Oh, cannot believe that's the way they scrape one through. They got a lot of work to do, though. 7-1 down. This Odin's still here. Nightfall to retake a site. Sentinels going for more of the retake protocol again. And it's going to be a C hit from Lev to start. It looks like they're right in.
Zeus is on the top of the wood with the Odin.
Bomb grenade out.
Now delaying with Nanostorm, is trying to walk in and finding timing through the poison orb.
Spike planted.
Right out of it. Catches calm. Spike at least planted for Leviatán. There's the pit outside on the attack side to cover up all the waterfall. Sassy, though, has a Nightfall, could use this towards the site, initiates it, engages it now. King looking to fall back just around the corner, and they might forfeit the pit from there. Aspas trying to delay as well with the Showstopper of his own. On the top of the boxes. Now C's just got thrown to get more information as well. But they stay inside the pit. They kept it up. Walking it close. All the Sentinels are low on HP. So hard to walk inside that pit. And as it goes down, all the Leviatán still there fighting inside the site.
They snap back right away. Ultimate protects too. Lockdowns here if they have any trouble coming from the future rounds. And they do not let another post plant go to Sentinels. Let's see this again. Just sticking the site after plant and then lose 3. Okay, now we know why. You can't say that was supposed to happen, but you take those every day. All right, here we go. Wall up on both sides. Leviatán look to tempt a little bit towards A once again. And see if there's a hard push, looking to make a fake TP sound. And a strong B pillar push here from Sentinels. They're trying to give different looks from defense too. They're in kind of their 1-3-1 formation that we would almost see them already in a retake on, or at least a 3-1. But we'll see if this works out for them. It's going to be knowledge from John Cutie and Zelsis to this pile of 3 in mid before they move.
Yeah, just like the little TP that you saw from Azino, though. Usually that Omen sound you're saying to bait it out is the TP across towards C. He wants to make sure he's not going to get overwhelmed by a stack of Sentinels on the C side, and with the Nightfall, just to cover our tracks now for Leviatán. You realize that the A side is open. Easy plant now for Tree.
Grenade.
Little delay, left and right. Stall him at the door. And we'll see what Sentinels has here. Sheriff retake hasn't stopped him before, though.
Paranoia went high. Not going to hit anybody inside the site. For Sentinels, you're happy. You wasted out 2 ults from your opponents before. They're actually just going to potentially die to Spike. Trying to keep it expensive is not really the name of the game right now. This, again, Leviatán are rolling in the bank. Still trying to chase down these kills.
There you go. There's
John
2 good ones.
Tens get some work in. Aspas holding it down inside the site. And that might finally be the hope gone of some sort of an eco. Save here for Sentinels. And Leviatán now really making it a one-sided affair so far in this first half in this series on Lotus.
Well, like you said, Sen's happy, especially at 9-1 to see those ultimates were used to take the low buy round from them, but will the guns even matter here? Lev firing on all cylinders right now. They were shooters last week, and it didn't seem like they had the macro. Now Lev's putting both together. They're running the map and the shots. So many first bloods to just separate Sentinels from being able to retake these rounds, the spot we think them most strongest.
Where are
A haunt out, quick one up top, but they still can't fight for this rubble control. It's just a little bit of early knowledge to try and have Tex, try to have Zelsis hold this area with all the Killjoy utility. A good push onto Mound is going to let Sentinels focus on the A side of the map. But it's pullback here from Lev. And they leave King again. This is much like the bonus round that they ran. Actually, they're leaving way more. This is going to be a B pinch for the first time from Lev.
Through smoke, King falls. But you mentioned it. You might think here for Sentinels, okay, we got the lurk down, but at least for Leviatán, they have other players on their side trying to make some noise here. They threw the paranoia out towards tree. They threw a smoke. They popped out both mollies. Heard baby door being broken here on the defensive side. That's Aspas trying to scale in. Oh, Texas running inside the smoke, catching Zekin off guard.
And the teleport into the site, just growing the numbers of Leviatán here on the B hold. To heaven. Oh, they're pushing! Whoa, Aspas!
Prowler also keeping Sentinels at bay. Now they can reset. Ten's just waiting for a timing to paranoia in the front of the B site, but nobody from Leviatán will be there except for Mazzino. There's that flash now being thrown.
The door.
Cannot connect on the kill. Waiting for it, and finally drops Mazzino. That allows her Sentinels to move in, and Ten's at low HP gets a second kill. Now a smoke here. Oswald sticking on the defuse. Snake bite to keep it at bay. Carve is alone, and Sentinels are able to come back.
That seems like the timing that we are used to from Sentinels. The ability usage when they're hitting, disrupting so many of the angles being watched by Leviatán. We saw their mouses flicking back and forth at all the wrong times. These are the kind of things, and the reason Sentinels retakes usually look so clean, it's they're at the backside of their opponents, they're double swinging something that's never available to trade. And it just goes over so smooth. They keep some weapons. 9-3 is almost a must here with the power Lev's been bringing into the match. Let's see if they can keep it going. This early hunt, allowing a little bit of info to come out of B here, but also still keep Fade on B. Keeping Lev thinking that Rubble control is trying to be pushed. This mountain, though, this is important to Sentinels.
Super aggressive for Sentinels.
Good dodge.
The dodge, the first blood, scored by Sentinels, answered back by a knock on the attack in the hands of Aspas.
They still fight it. Crazy.
Now that allows here Leviatán to get control of both the mountain and front B. They can choose the pathing depending on the picks. The off angle being held by Sasi. And now the jig is up on that end to try to at least give Sentinels an opportunity to take a player advantage in the last round of the half. Pit comes out as the orb just got tapped and picked up by Aspas, one away from a showstopper.
Really cool pick, because you have this push up here. It's going to push him right back over towards Zelsis on A. And now Zelsis can back up. I believe Baby Door might... Oh, he may just try to lace him with the Odin here as they pass by. This is going to be a sketchy one. I don't know if they make noise before they get to Zelsis. That would immensely help the rotation.
This is such a big gamble right now, and there's that defensive wall. Leviatán's walking through. The wall's about to drop, and there's three left just behind. There's that one. There's that second one. It's actually for releasing, sends some damage, allowing Saucy to rotate over. And now King once again is left alone. 1 versus 3, 18 seconds left on the clock. A plant, but no more util left behind. Now also on top of that hit by the Nightfall, giving a chance now for Sentinels to just book it. He gets the first pick there onto Tens as he drops down. The last two have to group together. John Cutie and Saucy, sneak bite available on a defense. King trying to find information.
There's the third.
But because he was scuffled by the Nightfall, needed to find that info. And spots both of them as the wall came down, and Sentinels to get the defuse end the half 3-9, and it can't be a Valorant game without a 7-1 scoreline or a 9-3 scoreline, right?
What quick thinking there by John Cutie and squad, saying, you know what, C has been a lot of these late round hits. They put the ult down at C and basically direct Leviatán back towards A, back to the waiting arms of Zelsis and Saucy. That's the macro we're looking for from Sentinels here that makes their opponent walk right into the traps. Took a bit, they got 3. Sometimes that's enough, but they're really going to have to put this down on attack.
All right, well, at least now let's throw it back to the desk here, GB. Leviatán looks good, right?
Man, I'll tell you one thing, baby. We got egg on our face right now because that whole segment we were like, left. And then they came out of the gate and said, you know, just hold my Red Bull. Impressive stuff, really, from Leviatán here, Doug. And it feels like a rejuvenated team, exactly what we wanted to see and exactly what we expect from those 5 players that are playing under this banner.
Yeah, I think this is a lot of what people thought would come together when this roster was built. And I think Aspas is still doing his thing. I think King is popping off. I think Mazzino's had a couple of really big moments as well, and I think they showed that they had a really good plan at the beginning of Lotus. It also felt like Sentinels were trying to force it a little bit at times. Maybe, you know, a couple of plays that kind of were left head scratching, but other than that, Leviatán, at least for the first quarter of that half, if you will, looked very comfortable.
Yeah, honestly, it's very rare you see Aspas not having a dominant performance.
Yeah.
And then on your point too, like it felt like Sen were down a couple rounds and they started making peaks that it's like only when you're down a couple rounds you feel like you need to make a play to like save the round, and that was just like snowballing throughout the matchup.
Yeah, you certainly felt that. Now we are in a position though where Sentinels were able to squeak out 3, 9-3 going into this. This could still, let's not forget, it's Lotus, right? So there's going to be a lot of question marks here on whether or not the defensive side for Leviatán can hold off, because they only need 4 out of this.
I hate the idea of a 9-3 curse. I'm over it. But I will say, at least
there's a 9-3 curse.
No, stop it.
Okay, never mind.
I will say, at least so far in stage 1, attack side on Lotus wins like almost 70% of the time. So there is a very good reason to think, okay, they got 3 on defense, whatever, there's still a shot at this thing.
Yeah, there certainly is. We'll see how this all pans out as we get ready for the second half and send it back over to your casters.
We'll definitely see how this pans out now as Sentinels has an opportunity to fight here on the attack. And yeah, the scoreline definitely shows they're at least a stat.
Yeah.
Undefeated so far in 2024 on Lotus, which is arguably our second best map, right? When you looked at the vetoes that came out from both of these teams, you're like, okay, well, don't have a split, they have a chance here, but let's talk about that in a bit. There's 3 players crossfiring towards the front B. First blood for Sentinels, Saucy falling back, a C's being thrown to prevent Leviatán from pushing forward, and the Prowler's even going to notice them very close here to the front B. So Sentinels falling back with a player advantage.
Big quick jump there, and they back up for safety. Saucy down quite low. The take on the site's going to be a little tough, or retake is going to be a little tougher without Aspas's nades, but they should be able to hold off for now with this info. A little bit of control on A being grabbed back. John Cutie goes down. That might have been a quick switch on the map. Now they have to go C on this one.
Yeah, it looks like John Cutie wasn't expecting that forward push all the way to Rubble, denying the lurk. There's that C execution for Sentinels, and it's open. Nobody's really moving in here for Leviatán yet. Trying to make sure there's no other lurkers around the site. Cleared out towards B, put an alarm bot on flank as well. And all of them grouped up towards the spawn because they lost that space, so Zetkin's the one to move forward.
Oh, they're gonna haunt, or they're gonna the Prowler this.
Yeah, especially when there's a one-way coming through here on the attack. There's a paranoia, but Zekin avoids it. There's that dig in the kill. You ask for him to lock in, he'll get 2! As King answers back. Ken's at the ready to trade off his teammate as they're running a 3-player push outside towards the spawn. Tex is alone now. Beats Timmy the turret, but not Celsius. Sentinels win the pistol round.
And a much-needed pistol round there. Also having to call the audible and be forced towards C. I'm sure they were happy to not get any defense from Lev when that happened. This is going to be where they pull it back. Lev started off on the attack side here. This is Sentinel's pick, so Lev said, we want to bring you that attack, those attack rounds. And this is where Sentinels has to get them back as well with such a dominating first half. All right, we hop in. Walls up, a big A hit coming in from Leviatán to gain control on the map. And it's just another C hold coming in from Sen. Orbs to Zekin over and over with those first 2 kills. 1 already as well before that. Almost to ultimate coming into round 3 here on the second half.
Toxin screen down.
And they're playing very patient to this.
Yeah, John Q is there trying to do some damage. He'll contact Tex. Get a second one as well, okay. You're starting to see these players playing solo plays, and it's working out for Sentinels. Trying to break the timing is King jumping forward, denied by the Stinger.
Last player standing.
Becomes a clean entry now for Sentinels. Inside the B site, farming orbs. Zekin after this plant, 1 away, and go for that kill, go for that hunt. It's up against Calm. And this will allow Sentinels to get the showstopper in the next round. In their bonus. Not looking. Flicks across. Already.
I love this. Because Zekin was basically, he has been going in on these rounds to get ult. It's like, yeah, I might die. You got my trade, but that's another ult orb. I just picked one up, 2 in a round almost every time. We're at round 3 now, second half, and he is going to have that showstopper for Leviatán. Fighting back with full guns here on this bonus. Really neat way to start this off. The 2 kills really helping out to get this ult online. And let's say pillars. There's a ping going down there. They're choosing the soft site here out of all 3, and this could work out very well.
The wall's going to be different here. It seems to be for Baby Door in heaven, so Sentinels potentially just wants to fight inside this B site for a plant, but so far a little bit of util is keeping them at bay. There's that wall finally up. Showstopper to clear it out. Now all the way towards the back. Boombot misses, but at least the sees, and then the Showstopper gets the pick.
Identifying every strat that'll work one after the other. Really giving Leviatán a taste of their own medicine from how we saw it first half. Retake from Link and Heaven, but Baby Door, will they be able to take down Saucy?
Because they have lower guns here for a couple of them. You want to stay inside that site. That's the Stinger, and also Ten's working in tandem. Both of them dropped by Aspas. 6 cents coming in from the Duelist, even a third in the round. 22 HP remaining. Paint shells across. Lineup Larry by John Cutie. As Aspas is at 1 HP. Was going inside the decay of the orb. That slows the clock down for a bit. John Q and Zelsis having to work together. There's that Nanoswarm to the live more. Never realized it there. And that will be a round for Sentinels to convert the bonus. Maybe GB should toss to those guys as Lineup Larry's, not us.
Yeah, those 2. Oh my gosh. Not a very big post-plant Molly setup map, but you know what? Sentinels is going to make it happen there and just give Leviatán a hell of a time trying to get back onto the spike. Such a powerful hit. This take. And they're still able to hold it off with 2 alive after having to put so many in the site.
Yeah. Looks like it was a Haunt, actually, that got the ping towards the back and not a seize, but you'll take whatever to get that entry with that Showstopper.
Clean. 1 watches the push, 1's getting the mollies. They had it timed out really well, too, so you know that's been practiced until they got it down. Prowlers towards pillars. Leviatán's trying to get info here. They open the door and see if they're going to get another B push again, but they got to be ready at A. Sentinels is moving so fast here.
Not afraid to make any noise whatsoever. 2 players anchoring towards that A side. It's text traded out by John Cutie as he's able to drop Zelsis. Still, maybe they don't expect King here, though. Here's the footsteps. Nobody's watching it. There's that first kill. Snake bite on the ground. Spike is down 2. Door now being open. King pinned inside tree, so they'll look for a safer plant. But paint shells are also coming down. Aspas gets the pick. As Sentinels are trying to push towards the back of the site. Finally, King falls down towards the tree. Now Khan trying to push forward, but it's a 1-for-1. Showstopper at the ready. Saucy is alone. Second satchel closing up.
Oh no.
Swings out, and it connects.
Bigger they are, the harder
That
they fall.
is big. 3 for Aspas. They dove right into the site without really knowing what the state of it was. A few nades in, they all felt comfortable to control with each other. And I think the big miss out there was the door was open by 10s, but nobody went in to clear, and nobody saw what was indoors, so nobody peeked around because they thought it was clear.
Yeah, they thought it was just text in there.
That's a mistake.
Right, usually with these setups that you see from a Killjoy, it's a Killjoy solo site hold.
Right. Yeah, that was what happened. So one of the protocols was very missed there. 10-6 now. Leviatán actually stopped the pressure here from Sentinel's second half. Molly's to come out. Leviatán gets a bit of read on who's where on the map. And the Prowler does see it close. Man, Lev is just delay. It doesn't look like they can make plays off this, but they're just like, no, you need to back up, Sentinels, and rethink the next hit as Lev take Rebel control.
The thing is, they use a lot of util towards this B side and C. There's not too much to hold back except bodies here on the C side. Now John Cutie sees at least 1 leading out towards Rubble that engages Sentinels to pressure out towards the C side, but paint shells once again. More util being used by Leviatán slows them back, but we've mentioned the amount of util that's now missing is the call from John Cutie at the minute mark. Rotate over now, group up towards the C side, grab this orb, and you have a Nightfall ready. And when they notice John Cutie on the A site with the KJ, they know there's no KJ util on this side as well. Becomes an easy entry for a plant.
Lev with some low members here, gonna make the retake difficult, but Aspas starts them off right.
Yeah, no choice to fight towards spawn now because he lost control in the front, and Celsius drops 2. Last 3 of Leviatán, a death ball towards the back of the spawn. First contact will be Zelsis to actually find the information, but I mean, the call from the Prowlers are going to be there. High-low stack, just at the top of the box, there's at the ramp.
Keep him in there.
Nice satchel first. Kong gets the first kill. And Aspas gets both.
No way.
With the fourth kill onto Sasi. I mean, combining 4 kills together on both Aspas and Kong on that retake. And that was everything for the satchel to start things first, to break that crosshair placement.
Van Silly, we are witnessing it from Leviatán right now. It's like they can do no wrong. Let's watch this replay again. So they push spawn, 2 huge kills coming in from Sentinels, and Lev has no choice but to re-clear that same spot. Every eye is on that spot, and they still get all the kills they need. That is going to put some momentum in the squad right now. Calm overhyped, and it is deserved. 11-6 here. 2 in favor of Leviatán. Actually, I thought Sen was going to snap back again. It's usually we see some rounds go back and forth here, but not the case. A 3-1-1 by Sen now as they try to get some map control. Lose one already.
Spike down.
Same position where Zekin was playing towards the mound before, but it's Mazzino that falls on that right side of the mound. Aspas falling back. Has util once again to delay and deny. Boombot to find information and then paint shells if there's going to be any type of aggression behind that. But for Sentinels, they're creeping up here slowly towards the B site. Might be opening door, might be hitting towards B. You see all these leans coming out from Leviatán. Yeah. They're just ready here to play at least some numbers.
A lot of this early pressure from Lev has come off of paranoia, whether they open a door, whether they try to take a little bit more space. So that requires now comms utility. And they do not get as much info there as they can't push out. King. It's a good distance for the judge. They come in close.
The decay. There's that
the hit.
Instantly gets traded out though. Allowing Sentinels to move inside this site and get the plant down, and off the plant, John Cutie has the pit. But a counter once again is a Nightfall available for Calm on the retake. And it gets popped right away. Door opens up. It's a 1-for-1. They lose control now of the front B side. Are Sentinels forced to play inside the pit of both Tens and John Cutie. Satchel inside right now as Aspas is trying to clear it out. Now slowly bleeding to King. Trying to spray across, and it's up against John Cutie.
There's time.
Winning a reset on the HP. Trying to get lucky with the sprays. John Cutie repivots towards the top of the site. Sprays in on the tap.
That required some dancing from the side of Sentinels. Being tagged by the ultimate, Nightfall gives you the trail, and they were just trying to follow all the Sentinels members inside that pit. Another C mound control. I think at this point, both teams know they can get a first kill over there because there's going to be a fight, and this just got hectic, but not for John Cutie. Filming a new one. Cinematic. All right. We move on, 11-7. Lockdown's there. King's got the ultimate to maybe stave off a sight as this push is from the left side of the map. Full come around on the map here to see if they can get this pressure. Sentinels may not have the timing. Actually, I think there was a bit of a knowledge here there by Zelsis. He looked to the left for just a second on the mini-map and said, yo, we need to run forward.
Already had to turret outside towards front B as well. Knew that the pinch was coming with all that util coming out from the C side. A 1-for-1 or at least Aspas with the Hero Guardian, Mazzino with the Stinger, the rest with pistols. Showstopper and a lockdown ready for Sentinels. In their favor to try to close out this round. All of them pushing towards the back of the site. Nobody rotating across because they know the pinch from Leviatán was coming from Baby Door and from Seaside. More delays, paranoia being thrown. Not allowing really Leviatán to set up for the retake. There's finally the first contact, now going left and right, peeking 1 by 1, also dropping 1 by 1. Delays on the Nano Swarms. Trades are perfect for Sentinels as they're closing the gap now by 3 rounds.
Zelsis with lockdown coming out of this one. A clean A hit there by Sentinels. Were not put off their game by being pushed around the map. Also knew there were only pistols on the chase, really. And great opening shots to hit this one. So Sentinels, obviously power and numbers for them right now. The last round or so, Mazzino was taken out, so they have had an easier chance, but the rounds that Sentinels isn't finding the opening kill, they are suffering in sight with the way the Leviatán is having these reads. So we've seen the long C fight over and over from Sentinels, saying, okay, Lev, if you're gonna come out and fight us, then fight us, we'll take that, because the site take is easier. It's the little things they're hitting. I mean, in the beginning, Zekin was basically farming for ults, looking to get shot too, if that would have been a way he got an orb. So Sen have had an idea of what to do since the beginning, and right now it's to hit these ults next round as both teams get a little chat in this timeout.
Great call, as you say, they're not afraid to fight out towards the C side.
Yeah.
When the pressure's coming in towards A and most of the Sentinels are on that C side, well, John Cutie is doing a great job getting that info and also slowing things down in the pushes here from Leviatán.
Lev also reacts with quite a bit of utility on the BC side too.
And that's the thing.
Sen feels good about that.
So much util to fight back on that mountain side and having less on those retakes here. Maybe that call would be what we try to be a little bit more, have a little bit more protocols here and save a bit of that util for the retakes.
Yeah.
And when you're starting this round and we're back in the server here, you're not really seeing Leviatán really set up to go for that 3-player push on A, 3-player push towards C.
No, it's more reactive right now for sure.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what's happening, make the right moves so they can have that utility for the retake, which it does make sense. Sentinels is now hitting their shots, coming online a bit. This is their map for a reason. Let's see what they have left in the strat book. Aspas just a bit on the off angle here for the peak. Ooh.
Showstopper ready.
Stays.
Comes out, connects onto Celsius. Meanwhile, though, Calm has fallen, so they did have some sort of a trade here towards the B side, but advantage already comes out for Leviatán. Also, a pit came out on that C side.
Imagine you get into the round with a showstopper and a lockdown, and those are the things that go down first. That did. Sentinels did not need that start, and Lev is very happy with the condition of this round. Able to stay in default positions. Killjoy utility still smattered about A. Yeah, this should be a Lev round. Almost no deaths if they can help it.
Oh, and able to dodge the Prowler, too. Ten's just getting ready to TP somewhere. It's a C's right in.
Yeah.
Tried to guess it, that he was still trying to hide in that cubby towards that waterfall side. Unfortunately there for Sentinels, it was an off angle closer to the boxes. An easy win there. John Cutie trying to create some space. Clearing out all that util on the A site. Now realizes the last nano, jump spot kill. Should have done it with a classic, why not? But yeah, Sasi's gonna meet up with them. They'll get a plant and a nightfall out of this, so there's still some sort of hope here for Sentinels on a post plant. But Leviatán are at the ready. Three of them grouped up here at the staircase.
Pushing, trying to focus a high-low that might be a swing, but I don't know if they have the time. 3 now, about to approach.
Oh, the Nightfall was looking towards the spawn. They were looking for a timing and a push in that area, and it's a backstab instead. Leviatán with this defuse now are at map point against Sentinels, map pick.
That's just one of those moments. Even tell yourself, like, I'm gonna count to 5 and then I'll turn. I'm gonna give this time. They're not gonna, okay, they're not pushing. Bam. Oh my. That's, I think that right there is a really just good window into what's been happening to Sen this game. What Lev has been able to put on the server in these situations where they have the side of Sentinels in a rotation. They're pushing spawn and catching Sentinels off guard. It just seems like those little moments. And it's really, like you say, who's to blame? Who's to blame except for timing? 12-8 here. Lev looking to put the last and finishing touches here on Sentinels. Map pick, Lotus. The C-mount control again. It's gonna be a big fight.
Showstopper.
Oh, the dodge!
Hits the front of the site.
Baited out.
No contact. They still have more ults to work with on the attack, though. As for Leviatán, they have their lockdown currently anchored up on the A site.
Nightfall as well if they do lose a bit of control of the site. So many things to layer on here to keep it secure and keep C a winning round for Sentinels. All the members of Lev make it out, but Sentinels has made a home now in C site. Nightfall comes out quite early because they're expecting Lev to just push in.
Yeah, especially that the lockdown got used. Now they'll keep him at bay for a bit, but here is a winning moment, or a key piece is Tex.
Tex?
With the lockdown.
Calm.
With support now, dropping the players trying to fight back towards the waterfall. Numbers dwindling for Sentinels. It's up to John Cutie and Celsius.
They're taking all these fights.
There's that lockdown. There's some free space towards the back. There's no util to throw here for Leviatán. There's deniability, delays here with the snake bite. Both of them pinned towards the back of the side. There's that first swing. Second shot coming through. Oh, John Cutie! And it worked! Laying down the law, John Cutie! Saves the round for Sentinels.
Absolute cinema. Holy John QT does it again. The clutch in B for a pivotal round. And this. So many ults used here to not secure this round would have meant the game, but the pressure doesn't matter to John Cutie.
I want it. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Do you want it? Do you want it, he says? I want it, they said. Let's go. Sentinels want it. Fans, let's see if they got it. It's going to be ultimate coming up for John Cutie if they can source some orbs. And they've pushed a little bit of a lower armor buy here to Leviatán, but with this rubble control, Sen's taking it slow.
They do want to take it slow. They know the economy's somewhat broken here for Leviatán. 3 chances for the defensive side, so they will go for the force buy round. Only the Sheriff of King.
You can see that Lev, they're feeling, they do not rotate this much so far in the past few rounds, but already you have Calm going back and forth to the site. Now they're rotating Mazzino back out, back to a 1-2-2, trying to play reactive against Sentinels right now because they know Sentinels could bring this to 12. Prowler out, great information on pillars, seeing at least a few there.
Yeah.
Coming in.
And because of that, you're see Calm and also Mazzino grouping up here towards Baby Door. Trying to open door, trying to create a diversion on the other end. Bold players on the A side from Sentinels now getting ready to break that door. Boombot now to clear it up. There's that first blood. Instant trade. Calm waiting on the other end. Hit by the paranoia. Turns around on the reload. John Cutie got caught there. Couldn't reload fast enough, and Calm gets the pick. Pawn to get information. It's not cleared once again. Such a tight space, but he finds so much room. Now Celsius trying to save the round for Sentinels. A 2 versus 3. Celsius swinging out here, wins it against Calm. Aspas with the backstab. King gets that pick.
10s?
It's all up to 10s.
It's
One smoke. Shrouded step, jump spot from Aspas. There's that first headshot, the top of the pick. And the flicker cross with a Red Bull clutch. Another one coming through for Sentinels.
Is that even real? The pressure is just making them better. Sentinels have called upon everything they have in these clutch rounds. John Cutie stepping up.
1 enemy remaining.
10s.
1 enemy remaining.
Absolutely godlike. In shambles. Leviatán.
Yeah, I don't know about Kaplan with the whole, like, I get nervous there and losing my hair. I think this continues on.
12-10. Oh, with the way Lev has started some of these last rounds, you'd think he would just lock it in. And we have Icebox next. Both teams showed so golden on Icebox last time they played. It looked so good. Oh my gosh, and Sentinels now 2 away. Tying this up. This should be a locked-in round for Sentinels. The Sheriff's there on Lev's side. No panic from Sen. They go through. We should get an 11-12 here with a possible OT after this round.
Especially we talked about the buy that Leviatán had before this timeout. Force buying around King's Sheriff. They have nothing to work with in this round. A Shiko. This will give a chance here, some breathing room for Sentinels if they can convert this one. Potentially continuing the protocols here of controlling the orb.
There.
Look at this push out from Leviatán though. They have so much pressure on the A side. And Sentinels, it's a 1 gear move forward. Clear the C site and plant.
I think they're realizing Lev is having a tough time reacting instantly to these. It's just Sen have to be just as scared about the post plants as Lev would be about Sen's. Oh, the shots are off.
Info on 2 players. John Cutie wasn't expecting a third. There's a paranoia that's going to hit at least one of them. Celsius stays alive, and that's going to slow things down, at least on that side. Giving a chance here for Leviatán to creep in from Waterfall and also from the spawn. That's King and Tex. John Cutie has a pit available if needed, but he's playing it from the mountain. Tex has fallen. Sword applied for them, and as they're trying to pick up the Vandal, Celsius does not allow Tex to upgrade. King now alone. Running forward, running across, jump spotting and spotting King. Yeah, he'll get that shot.
Yeah.
Spike will go off no matter what, though. An expensive round for Sentinels, though, as they move into round number 24.
That's the question. Where is the money going to be? 3,400, 5,300. Could be a buy around 10s there. After he gets a smoke in, you can see the credits they had. Saucy at 55, and the first shots here to drop some of the weapons. The Molly follow-up here from Sentinels was beautiful for delay. 3 Mollies, as well as the KJ, the 2 Viper. And they just wait out the round with King inside as Zelsis just goes a little ham, has some fun in sight, knowing that round's over, getting himself an alt point 1 away from lockdown no matter what now. So smart moves all around. Sentinels have done everything they can to get these rounds, even with Leviatán poking in there. 16, 17, round 20. Sentinels have found this C mound fight to be so beneficial. Once they grab that control, it hasn't really been the A focus. It seems like Lev has the read, the ability to lurk a little bit more than Sen want on the A focus. So it's been BC for Sentinels, even if the round starts at A. Let's see if they hit it again. Once John Cutie gets the site, you can expect the ultimate here. So I think we've seen that at B mostly. Maybe they hit B again as a late one through door. But it is up to Lev here. They've had so many chances to close this out. And Sentinels are going to push them to OT if they can't do anything about round 24.
It almost looks at the beginning of the round here when they head to Nightfall versus the Pit that they were going to finish towards the B side, and instead Leviatán are going to play a little bit things a little bit more cautiously. Calm getting ready to throw here this haunt to get information outside the A side. But for Sentinels off this timeout, will they try to go aggressive or just break that util, wait it out? They'll wait it out.
Both the orb and the wall thrown, so if they want to come back, retake becomes that much easier, but they're holding. Making sure the pressure isn't anywhere they don't want it to be. Oh, that's a move up. You see the orb picked up. They're going to continue to press forward. Remember, it's the ultimate for Zelsis here as well, so that's 2 big ones. And they initiate on A.
King's there, hit by the paranoia, manages to fall back on time. Seas could not catch him. John Cutie watching the staircase. Lockdown available as the orb got picked up. Nightfall being thrown onto defense. Second trying to clear it up and gets information on 3. A lot of them are hit by the Nightfall. 10 minutes behind. 2 kills out with the Vandal. Lockdown in the front. Tex trying to push forward. Denied by Saucy. It's up to Aspas and Mazzino. 2 versus 4. Pit comes out. And a plant also comes in. Here.
They try to skirt under the lockdown.
Not gonna be tough here, but Mazzino, he's gonna at least get 1. Trade it back, at least with some pop shots on Sentinels, but Mazzino's still alive. Looking to walk back in, has the paranoia, 1 HP, TP's across off the paranoia, but just got hit by the edge of the Nanoswarm. Aspas now has to come huge. Walks in, decaying down, Spike being launched, backstabbed by Zelsis. We are playing the extra innings.
Sentinels bring us to OT on a 9-3 first half. The rounds required clutching, and it's required many of them. This is hard-earned. And Leviatán has slipped a little. Not able to close it out. 3 rounds to make it happen, but Sentinels find a way through each time now, and everybody's starting to come online. This is the Sentinels you know as the #1 team in the world right now, able to come back from anything, and that's really a question right now is we have not seen Sentinels, down 5-0, 6-0 to start a map? It looks rough, but they still have some of those solutions to make it work and bring us to OT. We are in. No operators around, and the C-Mound fight continues.
Zekin trying to get across, avoids the Prowler. 2 inside the smoke, there's a trade-off, a 2-for-1, and inside the smoke, Calm evens it out. Leviatán falling back. Turret and Tex are still watching for that push towards B. They'll see nothing yet pivot towards the A site where Zelsis is set up here with the full cooking utility on the A site and the Odin.
Gonna stay together. Looking for Prowler, Seas here. Do not have the ability to watch back now unless it's an alarm bot. They're just out of range as they start making their way forward. Baby door could be broken, but it looks like John Cutie's not going to make that sound. They'll be rotating somewhere else. But they're playing it safe so they can all get here for the retake.
Bomb grenade out.
Already using
They're going to push? They're going to push.
Yeah. Behind the Prowler inside the site, though, it's a 1-for-1. Free plant now for Calm. Sentinels split across and looking to regroup towards the spawn. John Kuhn and Saucy. Lots of util in their hands as well. And they have deniability with the nanoswarms. Potential lineups here as Texas playing all the way back towards Rubble. And the alarm bot's going to be the first point of contact.
There.
Oh, the jiggle.
Well, they see one.
They know what Texas is playing, and they know he could potentially be playing those lineups, so they have to move forward. There's the alarm bot. Kong with the off angle, now tries to get the backstab contact. It works out, catching John Cutie off guard. Now the Nightball comes out, and Tex gets the pick. And Leviatán, they finally find something and are back in the lead at that point.
Really clean movement from Com there at the end to kind of strafe back and forth, give him a hard time to get that off angle trade back in. And yeah, Leviatán with the attack. Slowly playing it towards that right side, able to find the shots until planned. Now, I thought they might be playing a little far out of sight, but they were ready for the retake. And the C-Mound has just been an absolute war zone for these teams, trying to vary the way that they're getting the paranoias in, working under around the one-ways. Incredible stuff that both teams are in somewhat of a gentleman's agreement to say, all right, we're starting at C again, let's go. And they will take this fight. Timeout for Leviatán here. They take the round, and they take some time.
Yeah.
Discussing how this one might go. They have, it's been an A pressure to start. Sometimes they're leaving King to that right side. I believe they did that on a pistol or a bonus round, and then a few rounds later, doing a very nice job of varying up the way they're trying to play this. Aspas 30 and 14, another 30 bomb for this man.
Of course.
Absolutely killing it out there.
Toe to toe, blow for blow. And yeah, after this timeout, you're talking about, will we try to lurk again or maybe just fight out towards the C-Mound? Instead, the barriers are still up here. All of Sentinels concentrated on this B-side take. If they try to contact this time, will they be able to swing a little bit wider here against Aspas, who also seems to have a good read, rather, into the Sentinels contact play.
Pillars for Sentinels. Their B protocols, strong take, but this is the strong site.
It's a jump spot. There's that paranoia on both ends. Cobb is able to drop Saucy and also the spike just to slow down that push out from Sentinels.
Spike knowledge means no one on the map moves. You just see him backing up in sight a little bit more to play it safe. Anchor points being held by 2 on C now. Heaven overside by Mazzino as Sentinels look to restructure. They could get a lot of info.
Oh, at the top of the dome. Compton's got spotted and King has to fight back. Another 1-for-1. Pain Shells are trying to push away. And as mentioned, both of these teams not afraid to fight.
Oh my gosh.
2v2, second one away from an ult. Tex rotating over towards the C site with Mazzino. Sentinels will still take their time to walking up.
They have Ult Orb. Still there, did not get picked up. This is gonna be showstopper.
And you don't want to actually give your position away.
Do they take it? Do they plant for it?
Got to move for a plant instead. You have to play the contact. Clearing out towards the tree. Also being meticulous, clearing towards the back of the site. Watching drop, seeing that util. And there's that showstopper now ready on the pole plant.
Oh my gosh. Where do they put it? What's the safest spot? You can get your blast packs out. Yeah. So Sentinels is going to let them walk into sight, even to get that first touch on Spike. And Zekin may just ult and hold it.
Yeah.
With John Cutie watching the angle, then they'll burst out.
You got an orb, you got snake bites on top of that. Showstopper is going to be the first one.
Just
the first thing to delay, just to actually even take out the smoke away here from Mazzino, who does have a second one though. Door is about to open. Satchels towards the air and make sure that nobody's there. Snakebite coming in as the door opens. So that's one of them wasting towards the back doorway. A pinch attempted to be moved forward. Mazzino runs through the door. John Cutie trades it right back though.
John again.
Tap on that spike. There's not enough time. And John Cutie plays the time, plays the win, and keeps it at a tie game.
Oh my gosh. The plays, Sentinels run down the clock.
Overtime.
Leviatán are forced into another overtime here. Let's switch it up one more time. The opening kills. And then the fight at C again. Can't forget about that. Oh my gosh. This play. You saw how much Zekin wanted to kind of fire and draw attention, but also knew he couldn't give coverage to John at that moment. John with the very fast play. And then times it out. C-Mount control is on.
And 3 players this time, 1 TP on the top. That was 10, sorry, to start.
Yeah.
Just to see if there was going to be more pressure from Leviatán out that area. Stalemate, players rotating back. Leaning up and scaling towards the A side. There will be utility that's going to stuff them out. Alarm bot spotted, and they'll play just outside of it here for Leviatán.
This is the equivalent of sitting in front of the Cypher trap, waiting for somebody to peek. They're ready for Sen even to do a jump peek, as they are that far up. I don't know if Celsius heard anything in A just yet. He's still kind of moving back and forth, like he wants to get some knowledge or even pop the door to be a little scary. But man, there's about to be a party on that side of the map, and Sentinels only have the 2.
And the call from Sentinels after that info is to rotate towards C. So all of Leviatán looking to group up, and they're just storming as a group with the alarm bot. Zelton's forced to fall back. Satchel comes across, and he's out in the open in a 1 and done. Hit by the pain shells, hit by a snake bite, and also gets dropped. Now John Cutie has to hold alone. Gets hit by the C's, and also gets dispatched here by Aspas.
So much util coming in, they can't decide what to shoot at or where to shoot.
Aspas also moving forward. Zekin made too much noise, showstopper ready. Misses, does some damage on the Saucy though, but he's pinned. Really nothing that Sentinels could really do outside of this paranoia. And a flawless round for Leviatán, rather. And both of these teams, Sentinels and Leviatán, continue to have some good results on their attack sides.
It's all about being back on attack right now. And we question, why not more than 33? Well, let's see if Aspas can do that, because he's at 33 right now. And this, again, every time that Lev's coming through tree, they're taking a main control there near stairs. Whoever's in that spot, Zekin was last time, got seized and hit with so much util. It just seems like such a hot spot for where Lev's protocol is, that right outside tree area, right side plant. Ah, they're vibing. They're feeling it right now. They know things are going their way on these attack rounds, but it's the question of the defensive side. What is gonna make it work? Sentinels are gonna be calling a timeout here. Organize what that might be, because it has been a rinse and repeat almost of every round to see who can do the most damage at C as they punch each other right in the face, back and forth, and then work the rest of the map. The late A plays, we haven't really seen the B focus, as that has kind of been rebutted immediately every time someone tries to get there, unless you're entering with an ultimate. So it is a really big question. What's going to work that's not this C push and then a default around the map? We'll see. They'll have an answer for us right now. It's about to come out of the timeout. Round 28, Lev back on match point, but this just seems to favor the attacker's aggression. All right, a little bit of a C play here. It doesn't look like they'll fight it as much. It's not Zekin over at C now. They're just gonna smoke it out, maybe get a haunt through to detect what is pushed.
Bring them down.
Little Prowler status. And yeah, they back off so much quicker.
Ken's doing a little bit of a Mazzino play there from TPing backwards on the boxes.
Yeah.
Although you're getting good information here. Calm just throughout the Prowler. Got contact in the front. Door now gets opened up. No paranoia being thrown here by Mazzino. Still, Aspas is going to rotate across, though, to support Calm.
Bomb buddy out.
Boombot out. Instantly gets shot down, trying to get a wall bang. It's a stalemate once again. Sentinels are pulling back.
Big A main control, right, or rubble control right now. That reclear is going to be very difficult, because they want to use their next util for sight, not just to clear a position outside of a site. So we're getting C here. It's going to be the most effective for the utility Sentinels has left, and it's a bit of a read with that rubble push for Lev.
They have the perfect read, right? Because of that rubble push, and they hear the first piece of util, nobody's really engaged back on that side. Too late to rotate towards A. So we're going to have close range battles now. A beautiful TP by Mazzino. Tencent comes in. Aspas trying to fight back towards the waterfall. Answers back with one. But C site is now open for Sentinels to plant.
3v2. Util, their mollies there. No, just the Viper's bites coming out. Doesn't hit anybody just yet.
King already moved inside, though. There's that second snake bite. Door also being open. Spotted and stopped by John Cutie. King is now alone. Up against Tens on a 1v1, at least to start. Manages to find safety, find some cover, smoke up as well, and play with his teammate. There's that contact towards the front. John Cutie. Another multi-kill coming in from the IGL.
They knock the crown off of King. Another round coming in here on to Lotus. Round 29. as we get Leviatán back on attack. For Sentinels to win this round, absolutely wild. All the information that Leviatán had on the right side, Sentinels mid-round calling right now, and how they're forced to attack some of these sites is really, really incredible because it's not putting the pressure on them that Lev is expecting. Yeah. All right, back in. Even the coaches are ready to see two in their favor here. This is getting wild. And a little techie pause. Little techie pause coming in. A little break for everybody. Breather. Take in everything that's been happening. Let's remember what it took Sentinels to get here, right? It's very uncharacteristic that these were some 4K rounds, absolute clutch rounds that were bringing Sentinels back into this game. Usually, those are rounds Sentinels is still just taking away from their opponent while they're 3 or 4 rounds up. This is really one of the first ones where we saw Sentinels struggle a bit, and then they became Sentinels a little bit into that second half, just absolutely shutting down all of Lev's plans and being able to come out on top with the mid-round calls.
And as you saw here, we had a little bit of a mouse issue and a sound issue, and this is in the hands of the IGL here of Leviatán. This is King trying to figure it out. Or Baby Bay, I don't know. I don't know who's playing today.
True.
But yes,
still a lot of Riz.
Yes, indeed. But at least to go back to that storyline, right? Talking about how Sentinels, yes, we're seeing them turn it around here on that second half. It's the Sentinels that we know, that #1 team that we currently have here in Valorant Worldwide. But Leviatán, when we started now the kickoff, going into the split of the VCTs, going into the stage 1, on paper to look like one of the top teams moving in, right? Because on paper, they have an international all-star roster. And you're definitely starting to see those come slowly into pieces. It took some time. It took a bit of novelty to test out, but when you're going back into what's more comfortable now for these players, you also see the synergy, something that was missing from last week. And Calm being the vibe merchant, stealing that roll away here from Zelsis, and his interview during kickoff was like, hey, I just want to make sure that I'm able to support Aspas as much as I could.
Exactly.
And he's definitely doing that, right? Even they lost that previous round, the C's actually caught 3 players as well. So util is good, the trade is good, but the fights are better on both sides.
And the desk mentioned it, that Calm did not feel like he was starting the season like he wanted to. It felt a little bit like the start on EG, where there was not a groove. Seemed like he was able to focus on that and shake it off here for the first game of the week. And where else will they go?
I have the
Still, C mound. It's like there's gold under that sand that everybody has to guard. And now the B push. Not too many here in overtime, if any, that we've seen, but this was a round where John Cutie was able to clutch. They have come away with wins here.
Looks like they have metal detector too, because they realized that nobody was fighting towards the C side anymore. Perfect rotate towards B. Paint shells to deny. Calm cannot get a plant yet.
Out of charge.
But all of Leviatán are still holding inside.
Good leg.
Plant will be successful this time around. Utility being thrown by Tex on the post plant. Again, a tie game here in round number 29 in this first map of the series. And Sentinels are just trying to find the right timing.
And you got to be telling me they don't expect the paranoia from TenZ to come through this door. It's been almost every time.
But it's going into sight.
He might actually choose sight. If he makes it to switch, it usually goes through door. Gonna go ahead and smoke off one side, so he only gets a few members to be seeing here, and they don't even know!
Perfect one, hits the first. There's the haunt for a counter. Players are stuck towards the back. Now he runs inside the side, gets a backstab on King, but runs out of bullets. Second is still there, though. Then Aspas alone cannot get it done.
Leviatán with the slip there to have 3 in B main and not know that that paranoia has come through almost every time. Sentinels, rinse and repeat. This is why they run these protocols.
Switching sides.
Same thing there, it works this time again. Sentinels get that win at B. Being able to retake it, very nice. Now they're on to attack. We see one of the wins come from the defensive side, bucking the trend here of overtimes. And it's Sentinels to grab it. Where do they go for this round? Look at me, just shooting everything. No, second over there, fragging out, doing what he can.
That was the thing. Nobody was looking at TenZ, right? He had perfect util to sneak
And then he ran it. If he had more bullets, that was more kills for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
They bullied it. There's less bullets. So that TenZ is just going to go on multi-kills nonstop. But back in the server, Sentinels in the lead. Beautiful retake, allowing them to close out the first map. Zelsis sees the aggression coming out from front B. Trying to fight back against both players, Calm and Aspas, in tandem once again. And in tandem falling back. Sentinels pushing out towards the A side. So there's 2 players out on the defensive there. But TenZ just got caught coming out of his shrouded step. But John Cutie stuck behind. He's at the staircase. He hears the rotate. This is an opportunity to bring Baby Door and move towards B for a plant, and they'll do so.
slowly moving through. A little bit of a lurk on stairs right now by John Cutie. Could separate this entire squad of Lev, whether it's one or two. Still gonna stall them out. Oh, everybody quiet.
That's 2 kills for him, and second is there. 2 versus 2, second and Saucy. Spike planted. No delays as Zelsis has fallen. Paranoia being thrown out on the defense. Aspas trying to fight against second. Superstar against Superstar. Now deciding to push back and defend his teammate. Defusing the spike. There's that lean on the first, the look back on the other. Seconds with the sprays, but cannot get it done. Aspas getting these kills. Aspas also getting a kill record for the VCT Americas. And we're once again going into more innings.
Absolutely wild. Are we really? Oh my gosh, this play right here, we thought it was gonna be the Kingpin. Everything gets torn apart here, but that's not the case. There's still a bit of life left on this retake. Oh, the control, the defuse, calm, cool, collected. Oh my God. Here we go, we are back in. It doesn't matter. 2 rounds now taken from that defensive side. We're back to a bit of our C-mound fight, but still, Lev's a little more patient on it this time. The Sentinels look to gain that ground. This root push on A, though, is gaining some serious ground without being seen just yet. Oh, they're making noise right away, actually, at A.
Zelsis is looking to fight it with the Odin.
Going
Mana Storm to delay. Bourbon, no kills. We stay hot now for Leviatán. Backpedaling once again towards the spawn in. Again, same type of strat, leaving King.
Yeah.
Just lurking around now.
Sentinel's just taking up the same defensive position everywhere. Tens is already pushed out here. A little bit of info. He can get out safely, drop back, teleport into C. And he'll have his paranoia through door here. Second should be able to just peek out as the smoke pops in C1 to know they're coming. Doesn't even look, actually. Just goes for the nade delay.
Pre-fired shots, and now the plant is not for long B. Leviatán choosing to fight inside the site, choosing to fight towards the spawn. Prowler to get the first blood for Zelsis, and they're just swinging around.
Again!
Back to a 2 versus 2. John Cutie has a pit to work with after their trip kill. He understands there's still that lurk from King. So it comes down to the smoke on smoke. Tens versus Mazzino. Spotted, forced to fall back, hit by the paranoia, hit by the snake bite, and also killed. Up to King with that timing in the back. The backstab there to a 1v1. Snake bite. Tens trying to find the timing. King staying tucked in. King getting the headshot. And a Red Bull clutch. Leviatán are back at that point.
You can't ask for more from King right now. Going into the overtime games that they had the last time on Icebox, it was so tough for King to find a frag, for him to get past those moments. But here coming up huge, nothing stopping the Lev squad on that defense as they push right through. Okay, John Cutie for a moment. God. So many multi-kills coming from this guy right now. That kid can frag, but it was all up to King right here. Dang. King feeling good about the last one as his team brought it around. And they cycled these rounds together. Now Lev's on defense.
And Sentinels wants to move quick.
We're already here.
Paranoia towards tree. Alarm bot now still up around that smoke. Deniability, there's delay here with the snake bites towards the A side, but Zeki, he made it through. He has a chance now to play towards the staircase, but look at this push. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
They're flying.
Zelsis thinks he has a timing.
They're flying.
Oh, thankfully here, Saucy stays behind. Here's the footsteps. There's that first lineup and the second kill. Easily done there for Sentinels. C-site now open. Zelsis has full control.
Not once in this OT have we really had a push like that. And it's called the one time they turn for the flank. Sentinels get 2, and Zelsis is pushed for another one. It looks like we're getting another round here. This is gonna be an easy plant. It's all up to Mazzino. And I think they're gonna quiet him down quite soon.
Leslie comes up huge, but with this plant and a Nightfall at the ready, and even the alarm bot. Yep.
All eyes on spawn.
Can't stay quiet anymore. He's gonna stay quiet though as he gets hit by the Nightfall. Pain shells now, more delays, and you definitely know here at this point. With no util coming through, he TPs across, getting sprayed, picked off. We might be in for a long series, but I'm here for it.
Switching sides.
John Cutie getting close to that 30. It's gonna be a why not 40 for us, boss. This is getting insane right now. these trades. Again, timing. Orb goes down. That's when you're finding it. I mean, we just saw the knife come out in that situation when Saucy took down 2, so you can see what kind of advantage they have on calling this timing, calling the rotation. Sens Macro is on point to collect some of these rounds, but so is Let's. We go again.
You mentioned there 39 kills for Ospas. We mentioned the record that he was holding, or now he holds. The record was 35 before. And now he has 39 in one single map here at the VCT Americas.
Crazy.
The more rounds we go, the more it's going to be difficult to actually beat this record. But Leviatán in round number 33, a bit of util being used towards the C-side again. It's almost like a broken record, but it's a favorite song that we have on repeat.
Yeah. This is one of the most quiet rounds of the entirety of OTs that we have. The contact play to A has been happening, but no show C, no show B here to start. Your first acknowledgement is going to be that door opening, and 3 stack that site for Sentinels.
Once they break that door, there's going to be delays here with the Nanas from Saucy able to score first, though, towards that A side. Another spray towards the staircase to drop Calm. That's less util to help Ospas, so he's going to have to do it alone, walking inside the B side, but there's a lot of push and pull here on both ends. Prowler being thrown on a defense, doesn't spot any opposition close here towards the A site. Now Sentinels will have to choose to play the retake as the plant now comes in for Leviatán on B.
Really nice bit of macro there by Lev, playing that baby door, playing text to push the site. The shot towards Tens, they know they've done a bunch of damage.
Here's a perfect line here to flash towards the B site.
Yeah.
They're waiting for the timing on it. King, though, continues to push and lurk. Drops Zelsis on a rotation. There's that ping, there's that paranoia. It's going to hit 2 of them. Texto playing the off angle up towards Heaven. And with these kills, Leviatán again answer on their attack.
How does it go that they have such a good read on each other every round? Oh my gosh, it just feels like a team should run away with it, but our OT reset, the swap of the side, is giving teams enough life each time. Saucy with the sauce there through the smoke and the push-up. That's the second time we've seen Lev do that in this OT. Last time they were actually in the defender's spawn. This time they're just pushing Heaven. They are meeting Sentinels at the front door when they retake the site. But it's now Sentinels to try and push Lev off defensive positioning.
And that's a great call because Sentinels are known with these protocols for the retakes. You're not giving them a chance to set up. But when it comes down to fighting, Sentinels are also very good at that, since we're seeing such a back and forth battle here on the attack half of both of these teams. In this overtime, round number 34, door being open, and this time Sentinels, they want to change a little bit here. A re-hit back towards the C site. Tens looking to paranoia off the contact, and that is going to push Manzino back inside the C site.
Feels like forever since we've been at C. They head back. The fight wasn't as grand as before, so a bit more util here for both teams to be able to make a retake or a site take happen. Checking all the corners. And they push out without cross-map control. They're actually just activating and pulling down the Viper gas at A, so they may have a bit back as John Cutie presents with the team towards that side of the map, leaving Zekin as a bit of a lurker here. And yeah, they're gonna full retake on this and walk it back up.
Thing is, they can't really they're not really retaking for Leviatán. They have a perfect read right now, keeping 2 players inside the A site. Tex with full util. King again.
Here's the audio.
A nuisance towards the tree. Snake bite to slow down. 20 seconds left. You know they're hitting the site. And as they make the noise, they break the noise and actually break the door to move towards the B site. Another pivot here with 13 seconds left, but there's no util to stop them for the plant. Room to breathe now for Sentinels. A 5 versus 5 post-plant.
Really nice job with the Zekin lurk there, controlling the audio in the middle of the map. Lockdown comes in. And this is going to be tough for Leviatán. They get it just off to the side. It is not going to work.
They'll have to keep them back. And the paranoia was used already earlier on in the round, so they have nothing here once they reopen the door. A TP inside the site. Tens is trying to find information. Hit here. At least sees the C's in the front. There's that first swing out. Tens trying to get one. Will be able to do so, but Ospas fights towards the back lines. Players are falling down. John Cutie and Zelsis once again. 2 versus 3. Tap on that spike. Where's the lineup? He gets picked. And now it's halfway, though, with the defuse. Will he stick it? He can't. Spike will go off. Sentinels stay alive.
Incredible rounds right now
Switching sides.
Sentinels
Overtime.
staving off the death of the first map there from Leviatán as they threw everything they had at defusing the spike, but there are just too many mollies. We saw it before from John Cutie and Zelsis. They have a plan for the B post plant, whether or not they can get far outside. Incredible last moment plays here to keep us going. Round 35 on the board. Look at that. The duality of man. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Instantly in this round.
Yeah.
Alarm bot now spotted in front of C. On our side here inside the game. Not ready to slow down the pace are both Sentinels and Leviatán. Pressure continuing for both of these teams. For both, all the fans currently watching so far as Leviatán are looking to hit towards the C side. 4 players grouped together. 1 late lurk on the A side, which is Tex. And that's the game plan, keeping them towards C.
Yep.
So TenZ has to play. A great spot here from Rebel.
Do they insert? I thought they were going to leave King for a moment, but he actually plays a bit of a safer spot here, and they're going to want to come back after a hard hit here at A. They're going to try to get a good fake in. A frag may bring the spike over, but right now, this is just going to be a bit of a ruse from Leviatán.
It's a double pump.
They are backing up, though.
So you realize that Rebel is open now. They're all grouping up.
Yeah, they're going to take it.
30 seconds left. You can work the map still. You can still go towards A side or break that baby door towards B. And if you're looking at it here, TenZ is going to be alone on the A side, so he has to come up huge if Leviatán chooses to fight that area. Door gets broken, Second stays back. Paranoid are trying to slow down as much as he could. 20 seconds left, the Satchel's moving inside. TenZ trying to do as much as he can towards the back of the site. Now the first contact, there's that first kill. Boombot in, instantly traded out. 12 seconds left, and Aspas, a nuisance at this spot here at the top of A Heaven, has support from King at the drop.
Placing swamp grenade.
But Sentinels are doing a little bit of Leviatán here. 3 players grouped up towards the staircase as they lose Zelsis in the process of the rotate. Smokes are being thrown. The push to engagement, second with the first blood. The off angle coming out from Leviatán. These picks are coming through. Showstopper out for Aspas. John Cutie stays alive for a bit. But now you can definitely see here, going to be difficult for John Cutie to get inside the site and to try to get the defuse. Wall after wall, smoke after smoke. And as it comes down, Aspas gets another one for his troubles. And we continue on.
Switching sides. Match point.
Wow. We go again. And this is becoming such a timid early round OT now for each one. Both teams are playing to win, but also to not lose, which pulls you back into sight, making the rounds even more tense because it looks like the site is open, but the defending team is playing more to retake and not lose a member, so they have full util. It is becoming such a different game right now for these takes, these holds. We're hardly seeing this C-mount pressure anymore because of the safety that's required in these rounds because they're coming down to the wire. 4-1 to start off round 36 here for Sentinels on attack to bring themselves back in for another OT.
They're trying to do the same thing. Yeah, grabbing orb here on the C side. Zelsis is the one that picks it up. John Cutie, though, is going to get hurt. They just heard him jump spot. He does get the lineup. The snake bite on the ground, and he pushes Leviatán back. Pain shell, snake bite. He avoids all of it. Cover going out. And that will now engage Sentinels towards the C side, and as he rotates across, gets picked up by Aspas. There's still util to delay. Big paranoia out for the attack. Lezina swaps second from the air. Stays alive towards the back of the site. His teammate has fallen down. Buying some time as much as he can. Comes on the rotate. Wins another fight against Asi. Util now being thrown. Both from TenZ and Zelsis trying to keep things alive. Nanosword trying to push him back towards the pillar. But they have a 2 versus 4 now. All of them grouped up, back towards the spawn. The wall bank, one to fall. This might be it. Showstopper out. Aspas does not connect. Zelsis trying to stay alive. Swarmed in by Leviatán. It took a while, but Leviatán will win Lewis.
And now, Sentinels find themselves defeated recently on Sunset. Leviatán having not played it since last year. Bring out that W. 36 rounds in. Aspas, 47-19. 7 first bloods on the game. and Sentinels were doing everything they could to fight back against this man, but it's still true that Aspas can make it happen when given the space, given the time to do so.
And Aspas makes it happen by also beating the international league records for most kills in a map. 47 under his belt, while the record was 42. So yeah, maybe not 33 to win. He needs 47, and Leviatán finally get it.
We still have Icebox next, man. Both of these teams tore it up last time they played. Can we skip a commercial here? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Let's do it. Let's throw the break, and when we come back, Icebox is next.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Look what I've just made. The perfect pearl.
Not too bad, but check this out.
Whoa, a true Venus clam.
Red Bull gives you wings.